In this episode, I try to explain my thought process for every situation I encounter. Enjoy. Hot drops with tips. So today we're shooting for very hot drops and very hot tips. So what I'm planning to do is get into fights as quick as I can and then analyze them. Talk about what I did, what my enemy did, positioning, things that I could have done differently to try to survive. This was not one of those games. Hey, the show's called Hot Drop for a reason, alright? Let me be. Rufus School. Great place to die. Even better place to jump off of when you can't find a weapon because the weapons don't load in quick enough. Okay, so what do we got? Backpack, backpack. I'm not even going to bother trying punching people, it really doesn't work. That guy is a vector, so we're going to run away from that guy. I don't even care about you, man, I don't want to punch you. This will help. Alright, so, situational tips. There's people everywhere, shoot them in the face. And try not to get shot in the back. Just trying to grab this and also not die. Love the auditorium, it's one of my favorite spots in the school, actually. A lot of people like the gym, but I like this one. Alright, there's your situational tip. Shoot him until he dies. I hear another guy really close by. That was a little squirrely. Didn't like that one. But we got first aids and stuff. We should be good. Another guy right here. Come on in, buddy. Guy's waving to me. Over there. Siesta Fiesta. Waiting on this next guy to come in. A little damaged. Not the best situation, but if I lay down here, I'll make myself a smaller target when he comes in. The movement is so clunky and slow in this game that even if you're standing, you can't really, you know, juke left and right to try to avoid bullets. You're almost better off making yourself a smaller target. So you're just a little bit harder to shoot. Alright, what I'm going to do now is just heal. Actually, a little bit more healed than I realized. I'll just take a drink. I'm just going to waste a first aid there. Don't need to do that. Guy's very close by, that's why I'm not really making noise. Do need a vest. When there's a box on the ground here, you could almost just lay down next to it, try to blend in. Like have them think you're a dead guy. I think there's probably only one or two more people here. Obviously that guy. Let's make some moves, this is boring. Let me just grab some weapons here if there is any. And always take the clothes of your fallen enemies. Wear them like trophies. I think he's right here. I hear him very close by. Now if he has a shotgun, I want to back away a little bit from that doorway so he doesn't have a really easy close range shot on me. He could also be up there, which I'm worried about. Yep. Ooh, that was unbelievably lucky. If I hadn't landed that super lucky headshot, he would have taken me out. Unbelievably. 'Unbelievably lucky. or if I had been tapping with the M16, I probably wouldn't have taken him out. Nice. Good start to the game. I'm inside the circle. I haven't checked the map yet, but I'm fairly certain of that. I'm just going to clean up all of these guys here that I've taken out. Ooh, a Vector. I do have an extended mag. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Swap for the Vector. I've had good luck with it recently. I used to love it, but now I don't like it as much as I used to, but I still like it. There could be one more guy here. It's possible. Could use a little more 45 for it. And just clean it up. So there you go. Survive school. So far. Unless some guy doesn't come in out of nowhere. So after you clean up school... Ooh, 8x scope. Nice. After you clean up school and you think it's safe, it's a really good idea to continue checking all of the side rooms. Because there's a pretty good chance that people just looted it very quickly. Like, ran into the room looking for a gun if they didn't find one they would leave. So there's a good chance that there's some good stuff that people left behind. Like all of this. Oh, I thought there was something there for my Vector. I guess not. And again, there could be stragglers. So you want to keep your eyes open for those. I'm okay with my loadout right now. I would rather have a SCAR or an M4 instead of the M16, but I think it's okay right now. Just poking around, looking here. Using tab to loot in some of these areas because it's easy to get things lost or not see things underneath those clothing items there. Yeah, I don't hear any footsteps, so I think this place is clean. Sole survivor. This is how you learn the game. You know, if you want to be better at this game, drop school, get into as many fights as you can. It doesn't necessarily mean play aggressively. Like, you saw how I played that, where I dropped into that auditorium, which was pretty hot. But I didn't, like, run around like crazy, make a ton of noise. I was waiting for fights to come to me, and that's how I killed those last 2 or 3 people. I've got 4 kills. Like, you can play aggressive, but you can still play smart, and that's something that a lot of people don't really stress in their tips. People say things like, if you want to learn this game, play super aggressive, get in every fight you can. Or just overall a general tip that people would say is just play aggressively. And that's not necessarily true. You want to play aggressively, but you want to play smart. Smart and aggressive. Like, there's a difference between just running like crazy, like you're, you know, Hulk smash into every room. Like, you want to take your time and be smart about it, because positioning, again, is the key to success in this game. Not being AFK helps too. I think that's pretty much everything. Smoke grenades are okay to have. I don't always take them. I just found that, you know, frag grenades are definitely worth grabbing, but smoke grenades, not quite as useful. They take up a lot of inventory space. There's a guy in the field right there. Reload first. This is stupid. Like, here's an example right here of if I thought people were around me, I wouldn't go and shoot him in the head and make myself known. I would just walk up to him and punch him, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna shoot him. Obviously disconnected. But like little decisions like that, that's a good example of a time when there's no one around me, I'm not really in danger, but there could be people nearby. So should I make noise by shooting a guy who's AFK and give away my position to potentially other people around me, or should I just run over to him and punch him to death? At this point, I don't really care, but if you're thinking about trying to tackle every single situation you face in the best way possible, it might have been running over to him and punching him, yeah. But this game, this current match I'm in, I mean, I'm just trying to get into fights and also like talk a little bit more about some decision making. I might have this guy beat because of my scope. I just threw a grenade. Oh, okay. This guy's making his DIY red zone here. He's still up there on the roof. I am at the advantage of in this fight just because of the scope, but doesn't mean I'm gonna win. So he's stuck now. He's got nowhere to go. And look what we have here. That was pretty cool. I like that fight. That was fun. It's pretty hard to control that 8x. Like, I was dragging my mouse down super hard to try to control the rapid tapping of the 8x scope on the M16. He was probably 7 first aids. He was probably trying to jump back through the window, but you obviously cannot do that. You used to be able to. That was actually a recent update. They put bars on these windows. They didn't used to be that way, so you could actually jump right outside of the apartment buildings by jumping through those windows, but can't anymore. That sucks. Level 3 vest, level 2 helm. I don't need 7.62. I do like the SCAR though, so I'm going to switch over to the SCAR. I am in the red zone, I'm aware of that. Anyone watching me right now is probably like, Daniel, you're in the red zone, you're going to die, man. I might die, but I'm risking it for the biscuit. When you have 7 first aid kits, you definitely don't need to worry about bandages, so you can just drop all of your bandages. I'm just going to lay here and pray that I don't get hit. Grab everything I can, frag grenade, so I'm dropping my smoke in exchange for a frag. I've got 154 in reserve for 5.56, so I'm going to reload my weapon and take everything that I can. 144. I guess should be okay with that number. All of my inventory space is taken up by first aid kits. It's pretty nuts. Throw another drink on, why not? Got enough of them. Okay, this is a pretty good game so far. Could use a grip. I'm gonna throw the grip on the SCAR. I'd rather have the grip on the SCAR when I'm trying to precision tap people from further away. Any little bit of recoil compensation matters more on the rifle than the SMG, I think. Because the vector's already pretty light in terms of recoil. Alright, so just make sure my weapons are loaded and I'm good. There's not going to be anything left in this building because that guy obviously looted it all. I'm just going to pop back there really quick because I thought there might have been some more stuff in that guy I missed. Compensator I'm good with. He did have another vert grip, so I'll throw that on. I do want to take that extra... Oh, I don't need this extended mag. And I don't need an extra red dot, so I can just grab the 5.56 and place that. So I'm set for game right now. If I come across a level 3 helmet, that'd be solid. But I'm pretty much good to go. Let's talk quick again about that engagement. So I was over here. I was pretty much protected. I was lucky in that I had the 8x scope that I could use against him. But what he tried to do was actually very smart, and I've seen it all over YouTube and all over Twitch, and streamers do it all the time. If you have a lot of grenades, and you know a guy is in a general area, fucking throw all your grenades at him. Like, why not? Like, a couple streamers made it popular. They called it a red zone, a do-it-yourself red zone, where they just chuck all their grenades in a certain radius of where they think the person is. And there's a very good chance you're going to take them out with all of those grenades going off all at once, because people panic and run in circles, and grenades are actually more powerful than they ever were. Recently they made them more popular, or more powerful, sorry. It's pretty easy to take people out if you just chuck a whole shit ton of grenades at them. Don't see it. Yes, I do. I'll go for that drop, why not? It's kind of far, but not too bad. Another tip is to make sure you're just keeping aware of the health hit points of your vehicle. Yeah, I was screwed there. I didn't know where he was coming from. What I was going to say is be aware of the hit points on your car. I was pretty low, so he could have actually lit up my car and destroyed me pretty easily. Also, as I drove through there, I thought I heard the shots on my right, so I thought he was in the building, you know, to my right there, but he was actually behind me. But that is the power of the silencer, 100%. So because he had a silencer, it was a little bit harder to pick him up to hear where he was, and that was probably the key to him killing me. Obviously, I drove like an idiot and spun out and died, but I thought because of the silencer, the sounds were more muffled, and I thought he was up that hill. So I thought if I stopped where I was just then, I had a decent shot at taking him out with cover with that hill in front of me, but it didn't quite work out that way. But yeah, like, all of these things, like, I sound like I'm just pulling shit out of my ass, right? But that's not true. Like, all of these things I sort of consider and try to think about as I'm driving. Like, all of that happens so fast. But because I've played so many games and like to think I have decent situational awareness, like, that popped into my head immediately. Like, dude on my right, got a hill on my left, let's run over to this hill or stop at the base of this hill so I can use this hill as cover as I take him on, because he was so close to me and I was already taking so much damage that I couldn't really get away from him. Also, taking into account the car was damaged. If I had kept driving, I probably would have blown up because he would have hit the car, whether or not he was intending to or not. He would be aiming at me and or hitting me or the car. I was already half damaged. He was already half blowing up the car. So I knew I had to stop and take the fight, but because of his silencer and because of the geography right here, it didn't quite work out in my favor. But that was my intent. Stop the car, get out, use the hill for cover, and fight up the hill. Unfortunately, he was over here. So it just doesn't work out all the time. But that was a great game. 7 kills, awesome little intro in the school there. And let's do another one real quick. So I actually lied there. I'm not going to do another one in this episode, but stay tuned for the next episode and you'll see some more situational tips. Thanks for watching.